What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another MyERAs video, the first in NBA 2K24 here on the Crash Andrews channel. By far, hands down, my favorite mode in any sports game has been MyERAs over the past 2 seasons thanks to NBA 2K. You can go back into the past, redraft, build your teams, and each year those players from those drafts are coming into the game. Now, there are a few exceptions, Charles Barkley being one of the big omissions in this mode, but being able to go back to the 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s, and to be able to build your squad the way you would have done it and try and win that chip, that Larry O.B. with your team, man, there's nothing like it in sports games right now. So we're going to get into it. I haven't released which team I'm going to go with. Let's do that right now. Let's go Orlando Magic, the very first jersey. This is legitimately the very first jersey, basketball jersey I ever owned, the Shaquille O'Neal 32. Listen, ever since David Stern announced from Louisiana State University, center Shaquille O'Neal, I have been a Shaq fan since day one, and yeah, I'm excited to rebuild the Orlando Magic here on the channel, starting with the year before Shaquille O'Neal's draft year. So here we go. We're going to start in the Jordan era with our Orlando Magic. We're just going to advance. We're not changing anything up. There's our boys right there, and we kick off MyERAs heading into the Shaquille O'Neal draft. Now, here's really quickly, as you can see, the Raptors and Grizzlies will join the league in 1995. I would love to see an update to MyERAs where we could actually choose which year. I would love to start the Toronto Raptors, including the expansion draft. I would love to see that. Every expansion team, even if it was just the expansion years, or be able to select each and every year heading into. But yeah, I want to start even the Grizzlies. The Vancouver Grizzlies would be a lot of fun to start. We're going to start with the 92 draft class. Let's take a look at it really quick. And there he is, the big man, Shaquille O'Neal. Christian Laettner in this draft, Jim Jackson, Alonzo Mourning. Can't go wrong with Alonzo either here. Tom Gugliotta. Love that name. One of the best names in basketball ever. Tony Bennett. Not that Tony Bennett. So yeah, not a bad draft class. Now, one of the goals that we're going to do here, year one, we're going to just absolutely gut this team. So we've got a good shot at 19-year-old Shaquille O'Neal from Louisiana State University. It's just absolutely ingrained in my mind there. Let's take a look at our starting lineup that we have. Scott Skiles at point guard, Nick Anderson at shooting guard. There is Dennis Scott, Jeff Turner, and Greg Kite. So we don't have a lot of work to do to get this roster into terrible mode. I love the pinstripes, though. The pinstripes are so classic. Skiles and Anderson have to go. Dennis Scott is 23. Possibly could move. Let's see what his potential is here. His potential is B-, doesn't really have to move. He's probably only going to be a low 80s when it's all said and done. But our big targets to move are Scott Skiles and Nick Anderson. So let's go into front office. We're going to do Trade Finder. Again, we want to be bad. Vlade Divac. What a legend. Not a lot of people know this. Kobe Bryant traded for Vlade Divac. Kobe Bryant was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, so 92 first round pick for the Hawks, top 3 protected, is very likely. Dallas Mavericks, top 3 and top 5 protected. That is a strong possibility. That is trade offer number 4. Let's see if there's anything else here. No, we're going to take the 2 first round picks for Nick Anderson. Absolutely. They're protected, but on the same token, they should be top picks, or at least first rounders. We're going to take those all day long. The Clippers, I think, is probably the best deal we're going to get, mainly because that contract's going to come off the books as well, the expiring contract of Elliot Perry. All right, so we're going to simulate regular season, and we are trash. We are 0-9 so far. Our first win comes in our 10th game. Right now, we are 1-3. 13. This is going absolutely to perfection. Our second win comes at the hand of the Milwaukee Bucks. 94 first round, top 3 protected Celtics. Okay. Let's take a look at this one, actually. Okay, so according to basketballreference.com, there are 5 All-Stars in this draft. You've got Grant Hill, Juwan Howard, Eddie Jones, Jason Kidd, and the number 1 overall pick, Glenn Robinson. Nothing else really jumping out at me, so a pretty decent draft. It also gets a player off our roster and a 68 overall expiring contract. We're going to take this deal all day long. A second round draft pick heading back to Boston. Yeah, we're going to take this one. The rebuild continues. We're going to hit 40 losses before we hit 3 wins. Okay, 96. Let's go take a look at 96 really quick. So 96 is the year after the Kevin Garnett draft. According to Basketball Reference, there are 10 All-Stars in this draft. You've got Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Ray Allen, Kobe Bryant, Ilgauskas, Iverson, Marbury, Nash, Jermaine O'Neal, Peja Stojakovic, and Antoine Walker in this draft. The first overall draft pick, of course, not Kobe Bryant, actually, Allen Iverson, and again, as we said, Vlade Divac, going to the Charlotte Hornets for the rights to Kobe Bryant, one of the most lopsided trades in NBA history. So that first round unprotected from the Houston Rockets, and Bobby Chapman, who will expire in 2 years. I'm going to take that only because it is an unprotected pick. Jerry Reynolds going the other way. We got to make this team as terrible as possible. So we're going to accept that, and we are going to hoard picks. There you go, 40 losses before we hit 3 wins. We're going to decline trade. Trade deadline is today. We're not going to stop simulating. I mean, the goal was to be terrible. I think we've done pretty well for ourselves. We're 2-61. I would have lost my job if this was IRL, unless I got hired with the intent of draft. Oh my God, we got to 3 wins. Do we get to 5 wins? No, I don't think so. We got 1 more week left. Oh my God, any other general manager? There's 4. Any other general manager would have been fired. Jordan, your MVP in year 1. Larry Johnson, your rookie of the year. We've got Detlef Schrempf, 6th man. Defensive player, David Robinson. Doug West is most improved. The coach, Phil Jackson. Look at Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson. Gabriel Thomas. There you go. Your NBA first team is Jordan, Drexler, Pippen, Manning, and Ewing. Second team, Stockton, Johnson, Malone, Kemp, and Robinson. Hardaway, Hawkins, Wilkins, Coleman, and Olajuwon. Your third team, your all-defensive team is Jordan, Drexler, Kemp, Nance, and Robinson. Stockton, Harper, Manning, Pippen, Ewing. Defensive second team, your first all-rookie team, Larry Johnson, Dikembe Mutombo, Anderson, Owens, Steve Smith, Terrell Brandon, Paul Graham, Doug Smith, Stacey Augmon, and Eric Murdoch as your second team rookies. Let's sim through here and see who actually wins. And it's the Trailblazers winning a championship on the back of Clyde the Glide Drexler. 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and almost a steal per game against the Cavs. Interesting. Retiring this year, Robert Parrish, Brad Davis, Walter Davis, Tree Rollins, the oldest freakist draft lottery. We will skip over to our first main goal of this challenge. We have the best shot at the number 1 overall pick. We also have the 5th best shot, but I believe that this is a top 3 protected. We need to hit with our pick, because if Dallas wins, I don't think we get this pick. We're not going to skip the lottery results. We're going to go 1 by 1 here. So at number 11, the Houston Rockets will stay at number 11. Number 10 is held by the Pacers right now. And the Pacers move up. The Milwaukee Bucks go down to number 10. The Pacers will be in the top 3. The Denver Nuggets will stay at number 9. The Denver Nuggets also have 8. They will stay at 8. They will draft 8th and 9th in this draft. Detroit Pistons at 7. We'll stay at number 7. This should be us at 6 now. With Dallas's pick, I hope it stays, and it looks like it does. Okay. Sacramento Kings at number 5. We'll stay at number 5. So we have got a top 4 pick guaranteed. 76ers. Pacers? Timberwolves. Okay, so we have a top 3 pick. The Pacers and the 76ers all have a shot. Okay, there's the Pacers. We have a top 2 pick. That's either Shaq or Alonzo Mourning. We need this to be the 76ers. And it stays the 76ers. Shaquille O'Neal comes home to the Orlando Magic. Let's go. The terrible season pays off. Bang. Let's go. So Shaquille O'Neal will be an Orlando Magic yet again. So it'll go the Magic, 76ers, Pacers, Timberwolves, Kings, and we've got number 6 as well, thanks to the Dallas Mavericks. We also drafted number 23, thanks to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We had their pick as well. Let's skip over. Let's make this official. Let's get Shaquille O'Neal in that Orlando Magic hat once again. I bet we get trade offers. We don't. And with the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft. No, it's a 92. It's 92. And with the first pick in the 1992 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Shaquille O'Neal from Louisiana State University. LSU, let's go. It's the jersey. Again, first ever jersey I ever worn. I still own it, and I still fit into it. Oddly enough. Let's go. Shaq coming back to the Magic. Going second overall, Jim Jackson to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's an interesting pick. The Pacers, Alonzo Mourning. Good choice here for the Indiana Pacers. Zoe was an absolute beast. Minnesota Timberwolves are going to take Christian Laettner, power forward from Duke. Sacramento Kings on the board. They take LaFonso Ellis at 5. We are now on the clock again, and now we will get some trade offers. Do we take Atlanta Hawks 2 picks? Okay, the Hawks or the Pistons or the Spurs. Hawks, Pistons, Spurs. Let's take a look at 93. I don't think we looked at 93 yet. So the 93 draft had 7 All-Stars. You've got Vin Baker, Sam Cassell, Anthony Hardaway, Allen Houston, Jamal Mashburn, Nick Van Exel, and Chris Webber. Chris Webber going first overall. Man, reuniting Shaq and Penny would be amazing. Okay, so it started with Atlanta. We're going to look at Atlanta, we're going to look at Detroit, and we're going to look at San Antonio. The Pistons are at 7. And I don't see the Hawks. Did the Hawks trade their pick? No, they're okay. I think we're going to go with the Pistons pick. Let's actually take a look at what's left as far as players go. Jim Jackson's gone. I think LaFonso Ellis is gone. Tom Gugliotta is still on the board. Detroit Pistons, top 10 protected. That scares me off a little bit. I might actually go with San Antonio's. I would rather take the San Antonio Spurs and hope that they're terrible. That's what I'm going to go with. It's a gamble, but a gamble that I'm willing to take. Walt Williams was their pick at number 6. I like Doug Christie only because he was a Raptor. I'll be honest, as a Canadian guy growing up, I think I'm going to go Doug Christie, honestly. Just the memories of him being a Raptor. And that's where I'm going to leave you for video number 1, season number 1. We tanked hard. And we got Shaquille O'Neal with the first overall pick. And we've actually built for a pretty solid future with some of the draft picks we were able to pick up via trade. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at crash_Andrews. And yeah, we'll start up with season 2 coming up on the next video. See you guys on the next one. Shaquille O'Neal, let's go.